And we back. Well, I ain't back, but I'm back. Welcome back. Smell Good, Feel Good, episode 3. My name is Blake. I am your local cologne connoisseur, your scent savant, your fragrance fanatic, your pundit of parfum, if you will. And if you haven't checked out the prior episodes, excuse me if you hear that tickle in my throat, I'm getting kind of sick. Got some sinus issues going on, got a cough, sore throat, but hey, we're not going to let that stop this show. But the reason I'm doing these, outside of the fact that I like fragrances, I'm passionate about fragrances, is life gets stressful, between work, young kids in the house, it's a lot going on. In the midst of all that stress between work and home, I'm a creative person. If I don't feed that creativity, before you know it, that level of creativity that's in you, that passion, it'll go down if you don't continue to feed it. I've always been a creative person, whether I'm writing rhymes, recording rhymes, video production, video editing, music production. I just have to be creative in some sort. And this is giving me life lately, just doing these videos. And it's just something that I'm passionate about right now. And it's something that I enjoy doing. And it's actually feeding my creativity. And it's getting me excited again about being creative. So I thank you so much for the support. But if you haven't checked out the prior episodes, check out episode 1, check out episode 2, specifically episode 2. We talked about a lot of the fragrance etiquette, where to spray your cologne, how much to spray, when to spray, just a lot of that kind of stuff, just the do's and don'ts of these fragrances. So check that one out. Come back to this and we'll pick up where we left off. But today we're going to talk about a very nice one. But before we get into that, not that you asked, but what am I wearing today? We're not talking about cologne. We're talking about shoes. This is the Air Jordan 1 Court Purple. I believe this is the 2.0 version. The 1.0 had the color blocking of the original Bread Jordan 1, but this has the color blocking of the Chicago Jordan 1. And if you know me, you know that's my favorite shoe of all time. And I'm crazy about the color blocking they used on this. The white on the toe and the side panel just really makes the orange pop. The black strings over the white tongue, I really love the way that looks. And this is a solid shoe. Came out a few years ago. I feel like this is another slept on one, but we're not here to talk about shoes. We're here to talk about these fragrances. You should know that already. Another thing before we get into that, this crew neck, back in 2021, when I went on the great crew neck expedition of getting as many dope crew necks as I could find, I went with my homie, we went over to Stadium Goods, checked out all the shoes they had at the Chicago location. Went upstairs, they had a lot of dope crew necks and hoodies, and this is actually one of the ones that I bought that day. Had the Above the Clouds there. And again, I feel like I say every hoodie or every crew neck is my favorite, but this is truly one of my favorites. If I bought it, I must like it. But yeah, this is a dope one, but we're not here to talk about crew necks. We're not here to talk about shoes. We're here to talk about these fragrances. The one we're going to talk about today is a very nice one. I just bought it. Let's see how it looks. Aha, aha,
Aha! Aha!
It's all about upgrades. It's all about elevation. I told you that in episode 2. Episode 1 and 2, we didn't have the photo booth with the white background and the backdrop with all the close-up pictures and the montage. We didn't have stuff like that in episode 1 and 2, but this is episode 3, and we had that in 3 because it's all about elevation. It's all about upgrades. So let's get into this fragrance. This one is called Angel Share by KILIAN. Nice solid box as far as presentation. You see right there, it says it's Eau de Parfum. I don't have to tell you what that is, do I? Do I? No, I don't have to tell you what that is. You know why? Because you watched episode 2. You should be telling me what that means. What does that mean if this is an EDP? That means it's a little bit stronger. We have the Eau de Cologne, the Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, and we have Parfum. This is Eau de Parfum. That means it's a bit stronger, has a bit higher concentration on this. But you should already know that because you watched episode 2. And KILIAN Angel Share. KILIAN is actually a house that makes a lot of nice quality fragrances. And this is a niche fragrance. I don't have to tell you what that is either. So let's get into how it looks. You already saw the montage, but this is how the box looks and this is how it comes in the box. This is a very unique presentation as far as the bottle. We'll get into the note breakdown, but the presentation will kind of tip you off on what the note breakdown is. This is designed, the bottle at least, is designed to look like you're holding a glass of cognac. I think that's extremely dope. I don't know why. That's kind of partly the reason why I bought it. It's not the full reason, but the presentation goes a long way, and they did a nice job on this one. Actually, I received a gift card at Christmas from my sister-in-law, Christy. I love you, Christy. She bought me a gift card from Sephora, and I used that gift card to purchase this fragrance here from Sephora. So without her, I wouldn't have this one. So Thank you again, Christy. I love you. But this is a nice one. Let's get into the notes. This has top notes of cognac. It has middle notes of tonka bean, oak, and cinnamon, and it has base notes of sandalwood, vanilla, and praline. Now, if you see me talking about a lot of those notes, I mentioned cinnamon, vanilla, praline. These are all foods. These are all edible creations, if you will. So that makes this a gourmand scent. What a gourmand scent is, it's any fragrance that's designed or formulated to smell like food. So any of these fragrances that have notes of pineapple, orange, citrus, vanilla, if they have heavy of those notes, that would technically make it a gourmand scent. The scent that I talked about in episode 1, Mason Margiela, Replica by the Fireplace, I feel like a lot of the marshmallow notes in there would technically make that a gourmand, but this one definitely is a gourmand. People would say it smells delicious, if you will. We're going to get to how it smells. So if you take the cap off and you spray it, the first thing that I smell when I say this, fellas, do not click out. Don't click out. Don't click out. First thing that I smell is apple pie. I know that sounds crazy, especially for a guy, but this is a unisex fragrance. It's not going to smell like, the mountains and musk and, bear sweat. I don't know why guys want to smell like that anyway. Trust me, this is a solid one. It's not something that's way on the female side. It's sort of in the middle. It's unisex. Don't let that unisex label scare you away. This is a fire fragrance. But when I smell it, that first burst of what I smell is apple pie. I'm not even sure if that's in the notes, but I figured the vanilla, the cinnamon, that praline, I think all that together, it just gives it an apple pie vibe. Now, that does die down a bit, and as a couple hours go by, the cognac gets stronger. The oak and the sandalwood gets a bit stronger, not as strong as I would like though, because I feel like it doesn't balance out well at the end. If that oak was a bit more pronounced, this would probably be a 10 out of 10, but we'll get into what I rate it later. This is a very solid scent. This is one where I would probably do 2 or 3 sprays max. It is a work-safe fragrance in moderation, of course. I would probably do 2 sprays if you're going to work. This is it's a seductive, a very sexy sort of fragrance. My only critique I have of this one, I don't think the cognac and the sandalwood and the oak, I don't think those stick around as long as they could and it's as pronounced as they should be. And it leaves it smelling a bit too sweet and a bit too gourmandy, if you will. I'm not sure if that's even a word. It leaves you smelling more like the cinnamon, the vanilla, and the praline, and I feel like it would be way more balanced and way more complex of a fragrance if that oak and that sandalwood stuck around a bit more. But even with that being the case, you cannot go wrong with this. This one is more like, you sitting at home on the couch with your boo thing. She got her bonnet on, watching a Lifetime movie that you're not interested in watching, so you want to smell good. You cuddle up close to her, she smell you. Bonnet come off, she turn to something nice, y'all go upstairs and do what you do. But this is a nice one. It's a date night one. It's a very seductive, captivating, sexy sort of fragrance. So it is work safe, but I tend to not wear this one to work just because it's not, I feel like the setting of work is not the appropriate setting for a fragrance as sexy as this. As far as how long it lasts, I feel like you get your best performance out of this. Maybe it lasts 6-7 hours, a solid 6-7 hours. Some instances I've smelled it on my skin the next day. Again, it has warm notes, it has spicy notes. This is not a warm weather scent. This is not a July, June, August. You wear this one, you pull this one out when it's fall. When you see the leaves start to fall, autumn or winter, that's when you pull this one out. I don't think it'd be compatible in those warm summer months. But in the cool winter months, this one retails for $210. I got this one for around $140 if I'm not mistaken. So again, it won't break the bank, but it's still a very quality, long-lasting fragrance. I would give this one a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. That's a B. This one is, fellas. But it's a quality fragrance. I would visit your local Ulta, Sephora, see if you can get a sample. If they don't give you the bottle, they should at least let you see how it smells. So you can get kind of an idea of what it smells like, and then you can see for yourself if that's something you'd like to buy. But again, I would give it an 8 out of 10, solid fragrance. That pretty much wraps it up. So just remember, when you smell good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. And when you do good, good comes back around to you. If you're watching this on Facebook, like, comment, share. If you're watching it on Instagram, do the same. YouTube, do the same. Be sure to subscribe. My info should be right there. I believe that's it. We out. Peace.